Hello, 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 and welcome back to the GTD Podcast.
Ooh.
And yeah, we're back again. Back again. I'm the Noir. I speak for the podcast. I'm just gonna keep doing it. You know, every time I say it, it's gonna get less awkward. It's gonna get less awkward and forced each time I say it.
Yeah.
I have everyone here today. Hooray!
Yeah. Hello.
Apparently, it's
I'm
just
back from the
physically
dead.
impossible for fate to allow me to have everybody here every week. So, you know. But yes, because I have
It is what it is.
Because I have everybody here today, they all get to introduce themselves. So I've got Max or Dillian or whatever the hell.
Who the frick am I? I don't even know anymore.
Yes.
Hi. It'd be
I've
me.
also got Matthew.
Hello.
He does things, apparently. I'm unaware. I was unaware of this.
I edited and actually posted a video, technically.
Nice.
It was when we were trying to figure out what the heck was wrong with the server, and I was trying to figure it out before we determined it was the animals.
Yeah, the animals tend to lag machines. They do that sometimes.
Especially when the spawn chunks don't go away because it's the spawn chunks.
Yeah.
And the population is chickens.
It's real bad sometimes.
And sheep. Two things that do additional things on top of being entities.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mhm.
And
I know what that means.
yes. Max knows exactly what that means. He's a mean crifter.
Yeah.
And last but not least, I also have my friend Devin here. You're the only one I preferenced as a friend, so I guess you're my only friend.
Wow.
Well, nice knowing you.
Yep. All right. I'm going to end the podcast here.
Devin here as well.
Yep, I'm here. I'm working on a project. I've actually started working on something, so
Nice.
yeah.
What?
I have a project that I've actually been working on because I figured out what was wrong with me and solved it, and now I'm feeling a lot better.
With you?
Yeah. Same. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, I was carrying about 8 extra pounds that I didn't need to have. Maybe 7. Maybe just 7 or 8 extra pounds
of I don't know
of dead food.
Dead food?
Digested food.
Oh, okay. You're good then.
Yeah.
Yes. Disregarding that, we have things coming up with the show today. We're going to be talking about what we've been playing this week. Then we'll swiftly move on to some trailers. We've got 4 trailers this week because, honestly, sometimes there are more trailers worth looking at than 3, and it's hard to pick some. There are honestly more games that I wanted to include in trailers, but I have to limit myself. Otherwise, we'll end up looking at like 20 trailers. So it's gonna be bad. Then we'll move on to some host topics if we have any. Yeah. Then we'll move on to some news. We've got some not heavy topics, but some topics that will probably get a good amount of discussion out of this week. So, and then we'll move on to shameless self-promotion and the end of the show. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm getting better at this.
Yeah.
With that aside, let's swiftly jump into our first subject matter of the day, which is what we've been playing this week. So, Matthew, what have you been playing this week?
Can you guess?
No.
Minecraft.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
I also streamed with Devin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good for you, man.
That happened.
You're good at this, Matthew.
I know.
Yeah, you've been playing Minecraft.
Yeah, I've been building my base. I'm starting on my arcane area in my base underneath it. And then I'm also going to make the farm go up more. And then I'm going to build the stairway leading up that will then teleport you hundreds of blocks in the sky because I can't place things thousands of blocks in the sky.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So you've been playing. All right, then. This is why I do you first. Because it goes by like that. Yeah. So
I
that,
elaborated more than
I
normal.
guess you did. All right then. So that's all we can do this week, Matthew.
Yeah.
All right, Devin, what have you been playing this week?
Minecraft.
Yeah.
I believe I have played some Ratchet and Clank. I like 3 hours of that, maybe
Something
2
like
hours. I don't
that.
know. It's a good game. A good bit of that.
Yes.
And I can understand why people like Ratchet and Clank now. It's a very creative franchise. And then I was also playing some Soul Calibur 2, some Soul Calibur 2. Thank you. And I'm actually fairly good at it. I was playing against a very experienced person who had beaten the
You're
entire
not
game.
good at it. You
And this
just
was my
button
first
mash.
time.
That's all you did.
And I tied them using skill.
No skill, just button mashing.
Lots of skill. Skill.
All right then.
And I that other game, the Zelda Wind Waker. I've played some Zelda Wind Waker.
Ooh,
Yeah, you
nice.
The opening of that.
Yeah.
I know all of this because he has to come over here to play it.
Well, hey, you're expanding your horizons. You're broadening your horizons, experiencing new games in different game styles.
Yeah.
Sure.
Outside of what you've been playing, you want to expound upon anything that you've been playing?
They're fun. Zelda Wind Waker seems like it's like a Pokemon game, but like a Zelda Pokemon game. I love it so much, and it's like well done, well written, and I don't know. I don't know how to talk about games, dude.
No, it's fine. No, I get that.
Soul Calibur is probably the best fighter game I've played.
It's the only
which isn't
fighting
saying
game
much.
played.
Well, no, I played Nidhogg and I've played Lego Star Wars fighter games, which are really horrible because you can't. It's the mechanics of that game.
Yeah.
No.
It's not
There's no
a.
PvP.
Those games don't lend themselves well to complex fighting.
No.
I guess.
Not-
I mean, no. Yeah.
Mm-mm. I think that's it.
I guess Nidhogg classifies as a fighting game. But yeah, I mean, you've also been playing Minecraft, apparently. Have you done anything interesting with that?
I built a mob farm instead of building my house because I'm cursed to never build roofs on my houses ever, which is sad. So I'll probably get on that on Monday.
Yeah, build a roof, please.
Yeah.
Welp.
Finally, first house with a roof.
Yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
that's it for you.
Yep.
Right. Max, moving on to Max, what have you been playing this week?
Nothing.
Really?
Literally, I haven't had internet really, but when I do have internet, it's just been playing Minecraft with everyone. That's literally and
Great. Now I have 3 people that just
that's
talk about Minecraft.
now. Okay, now here's the thing. Like, it's more for the social interaction aspect of it. But hey, here's the thing. I'm burnt out on JRPGs, but I've been wanting to play FPS games. So right now, I'm downloading Doom. I ordered the BioShock collection on Switch, so I'm gonna be playing that as soon as I can, because I'm just in the mood for those types of games. And hey, I finally updated Apex now, so now I can play that more. Jeez, freaking help me.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah,
So
I've
you're
kind of
gonna
brain dead.
You've been playing Minecraft. You're a brain dead individual, which is unsurprising. You are planning on playing some other stuff when you get the internet back. Is that it?
Yeah.
So you've just been stuck in a unceremonious loop.
Yeah, no. I've been reading books though, but this isn't a book podcast. So
This isn't Bookwalker. Get that shit out of here. Yeah, so you just
not much lately.
just to get anything out of this, do you have anything to expound upon regarding Minecraft? Which is
not really. It's just like,
right.
I finally built a house for the first time. Cool.
Welcome to the Minecraft podcast.
Yay. I freaking hate it here.
I hate it here. I wish I wasn't here. I don't like it.
I'm sorry.
All right, so yes, that's Max out of the way. Going to me. Can you guess what I've been playing this week? I bet you can, because it's the
Dark
same.
Souls.
No. I actually haven't been playing much this week. I've played. So here's the thing. I'm in the process of sort of moving around stuff in my room, and I guess you could say renovating. Basically, I'm moving stuff around in my room to make my gaming setup more appropriate, so I have stuff like that. But now that I've moved a lot of stuff, I don't really have a place for certain things to go, like my HD TV, which is where I play certain games on, and I can't put anything there. I don't have a place for it right now, so I'm locked out of playing my PS3 and Switch for a little bit until I figure that out. But hey, I have access to my Wii and PS2 now at a reasonable distance from my eyes.
Nice.
Always cool. But yes, Devin was mentioning he's playing those games. He was playing them against me, so I did play Soul Calibur. I don't really have anything to say about Soul Calibur 2. It's one of the better fighting games in its day. Some people might argue that it's like one of the best fighting games of all time. I like it a lot. I also did sort of play a bit of Ratchet and Clank because we were playing co-op, but other than that, nothing. However, once I sort of get my room more situated, I am planning on playing something I got in the mail the other day, which is this.
Ooh.
Persona
Nice.
4. Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4 for the PlayStation 2. Ain't that something? I didn't even have to fork over an arm and a leg for this. I got it for like $20.
Nice. Man, that's less than I spent on it on Steam. Jeez.
Yeah, I got a physical copy of this, so all of you can suck it.
Jeez, I'm jealous.
I don't really have much to say aside from I want to go on a small tangent regarding the Shin Megami Tensei name because I finally figured it out, and I think it's kind of stupid.
Right.
So Persona is a spin-off series, sort of Shin Megami Tensei. The Shin Megami Tensei name wasn't always Shin Megami Tensei. It started as Megami Tensei, which was based off of a novel, which were games based off of a novel. So it started with Megami Tensei Digital Devil Story and Digital Devil Story 2, which were released for the Famicom in Japan. And then Shin Megami Tensei didn't get tacked onto the title until the third game, which was called Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. But when it was localized, the 3 got knocked off the title, so it's just Nocturne in the West and Devil's Deal or something in Europe. And then you have the Persona series, which started off with Revelations Persona. That's the first game in the series. So the first Persona game is Revelations Persona. Then you have Persona Innocent Sin, which was a Japan exclusive game that didn't get localized until I think I don't think that game was ever localized. It might have gotten localized as a PSP game. But then you have the third game, chronologically speaking, in for Persona, which is Persona 2, a different subtitle, which was localized for the West, and that was on PS2 or PS1. Then you have Persona 3, which is where we started getting Shin Megami Tensei Persona. So Persona 3 started Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3. Then you have Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 FES, which is an upgraded version of the game. Then you have Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4, which is this. Then you got Persona 4 Golden. There are also some other spin-off titles with the Shin Megami Tensei name. And then, I mean, that's kind of it. That was probably boring for a lot of people, but it's like, I don't know, man.
It's really weird how it's been.
Yeah. that was probably super uninteresting for like 80% of everybody in existence. But I don't know. I thought it was kind of weird when I finally figured it out, the naming conventions. Anyways, so I plan on playing that in the future. Oh, that's right. Okay, so side note, since we're not going to be talking about this during trailers, Monster Hunter Rise has officially released on the Switch.
Right.
I was going to be playing that, but like I said, because I was moving stuff in my room, I don't have access to my TV, so I can't play except for portable, but that's that. So I was going to be playing the demo, but I haven't, so I don't have anything to report on the game at all, which I was going to, so sorry.
I hear it's good though.
Yes, I've played some of it, like I said, but like I wanted to play more of it so I could give you better detailed analysis of my thoughts. Yeah. Anyways, that is out. We'll not be taught. We probably won't be discussing it directly, but that's out. So go enjoy that if you want to. Anyways, I went on a tangent and I've taken up too much of people's time with a boring anecdote that I decided to rant about. Anyways, where was I? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. That's what I've been playing this week. So enjoy that, I guess. Moving on to trailers, unless somebody else has something to say.
No.
All right.
No.
In that case, hold on. Let me make sure I have everything ready this time, not announce it before everything goes buck wild. So in trailers this week, like I said, we have 4. So our first trailer is for a upcoming game that we do not have a release date for yet. It's called Biomutant. This is the official combat trailer. And that was the trailer for Biomutant. Sorry, I lied to you. We do have a release date for it. It's coming May 25th. There's another game in this lineup that doesn't have a release date. I got it confused. So sorry about that. But yes, that was the trailer for the combat trailer for Biomutant. Which looks very cool. Interesting. I've seen some stuff about this game. It looks very interesting. It looks sort of like a open worldy combat 'em up. I'm not entirely sure what the game's about, but it looks very dynamic, at least in terms of the combat.
The combat looks very dynamic, very fluid. The visual aesthetics pretty interesting.
Yeah, it looks sort of like halfway. You know what it looks like? You remember when the trailer for Mario, what was it called? Mario Odyssey came out. The big one with the realistic looking dinosaur in it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what the game reminds me of. It's like this halfway between sort of very realistic and cartoony. You know what I mean? It kind of has that feel towards it. So it's like, oh, Mario's next to this Tyrannosaurus Rex. That looks really super realistic for some reason. So that's what it kind of reminds me of in terms of visual style. And I kind of dig it, But like I said,
I like the visual.
Yeah, I kind of dig the visual style, and combat looks very nice. I like combat. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I like combat a lot. I'm a very simple-minded person. If somebody's punching people in the face, I'm probably gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a simpleton. I enjoy the refined of things in life, like people getting punched in the face. That's what I enjoy. But yeah, Biomutant, that's what it's called. And yeah, we haven't seen much else of the game outside of the combat, but it does look very interesting, you know. So,
Yeah.
Any thoughts outside of what you've already said?
No. Matthew, you got anything?
No.
He's gonna say it looks like a game he wouldn't play. That's what he's gonna say, because that's what he always says.
That's because a lot of games look like games that I wouldn't play.
Well, would you play that? Would you play that game?
I don't know.
Oh.
Well, a resounding seal of quality from Matthew. I don't know.
That's not a seal of anything.
Oh man, I wish I could give you answers for your podcast show, but I just can't. There. That's gonna be my one. That's gonna be my one word breakdown for this podcast, I hope. Yes, that was the trailer for Biomutant. Looks rather looks rather good, and it's coming out May 25th. So look forward to that if you care to. Next trailer we have is for Life of Delta, the announcement trailer for Life of Delta, a very interesting looking point and click. And that was the trailer for Life of Delta. This is the trailer where it says coming soon and we don't have a date. There we go. I got them confused in my head. Anyways, yes, that was the trailer.
I'm going to say it. That does not look like a game I would play.
Yes, Life of Delta. It is a point and click. It looks very traditional as far as point and click adventures go. At least in terms of the, like, not UI, but like, you know, you point, you click, you do the puzzles. It looks very point and click, sort of traditionally point and click. But I love the artistic, like, I love the fact that everything's a robot. Like, I don't know why. That's like one of my favorite, like, settings is like everything's a robot. I don't know why. It's like one of my favorite settings. But I also just like the visual style of everything.
Yeah, no, the visual style looks really good.
Yeah, thank you, Brain. The visual style of everything looks very nice, and like apparently, like in the trailer, it said "wish list now," so it's on Steam that you can wish list it on your Steam, but it's not out yet. That's what it said in the trailer. But I don't know what it's going to be about specifically, but it just looks really nice.
You know, the visual aesthetic looks really nice. I really like the dynamic lighting that was going on, but I don't know. I'm not usually one for point and click games, but that one definitely looks very interesting to me.
Yeah,
I mean, it does look pretty interesting.
Yeah, I haven't played too many point and clicks, but they've always been an interesting genre to me. And it's unfortunate that they kind of died out after the late 90s. It really is. Like, there hasn't really been like a super successful point and click in a very long time. And they kind of like... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that, like, usually point and clicks are usually... like a mechanic within another game, kind of like Phoenix Wright in a way. That's mainly how I've seen it.
Yeah, Ace Attorney is kind of like a visual novel.
Yeah, it's a visual novel with point and click elements.
Point and click elements, like gameplay that also tries to make you solve logic puzzles.
Yeah. It's not too often we have like a purely point and click game.
Yeah. I'm excited for it because it's been a while since I've seen like just a good old fashioned point and click. Something in like the what's the term? Not era, but style. That's what I was looking for. Style of like old King's Quest or stuff like that. Obviously it looks much different than King's was, but it definitely does remind me of certain things. Well, it's just because of the point and click, but it reminds me of traditional point and clicks. I should really stop saying it's gonna get repetitive at some point, and I'm sure people have noticed that I say it a lot. I try not to.
That's fine.
Matthew, any thoughts since you haven't said anything?
First off, how does my audio sound?
Not the greatest.
I mean, you sound like you're talking through a cup, but I can't. I don't know
get
how.
Closer to your mic.
How's this?
Yes, that is much better. Please bring your mic closer. I keep telling you this.
He sounded like Bane from Batman.
How's this?
Pretty good.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. What do you think of the game?
What do I think of the game? It looks neat. It reminds me of another game that was played on GTY.
Really?
Yeah.
What game was that?
Let me just make sure I'm getting the name right. Yeah. So the game. Okay. Yeah. The game is called Kindergarten.
Oh, wait.
Why does that remind you of Kindergarten?
I don't know.
It doesn't
looks
even
nothing like Kindergarten. It's not even the same gameplay style.
No, but
it's just...
I don't know. I don't know why it reminds me of it.
I think
it does.
I don't know why it reminds you of it. That's a bit weird, but I don't know.
I didn't say it made sense that it reminded me of it. I just said it reminded me of it.
All right then. But yes, it's Life of Delta. We don't know when it's coming out. But I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It's been a while since a good point and click has come out.
Yeah.
So any last thoughts? All right. In that case, I did it again. I said, in that case, we'll move on to the third trailer we have for today, which is not the final one because we have 4. This is the release date trailer for a game called Smelter. And that was the announcement or release date trailer for Smelter, coming April 22nd.
That looks sick.
Yeah, I absolutely love the visual style of that. Sedum again, god damn it.
I was gonna say there are a couple of parts where the graphics look like they might be a little bit like two different types of graphics meshing together a little bit strangely.
Mhm.
But
Well, it's sort of
that I didn't see that. I just see that might happen.
Yeah, it's the animated stuff is probably like cutscenes or something similar. Gameplay wise, it looks like it's going for.
I mean in the gameplay. In the gameplay, you have the more pixel stuff, and then you have the more sleeker cartoons almost, and they look a little bit different. I don't think it looks bad. It just I like one of them a lot more than I like the other one.
I guess I don't know. I didn't notice.
I like more pixel graphics than.
I didn't notice that in the graphics.
Yeah.
The graphical fidelity.
The gameplay, it looks like a blend of the Metroidvania style in the 2D platformer side, but then putting in like elements of like StarCraft and stuff for the strategy side.
Yeah,
and then the visual style is just all pixelated, but it's like very Studio Trigger-esque in a way.
Like, it does remind me of Kill la Kill.
Yeah, but like, man, I'm like those, like, I'm not into 2D platformers. I'm not even that into StarCraft or anything, but geez, that game looks sick.
Yeah, I do really like the idea of combining a sort of action platformer with like heavy like it's her like I can even tell from the trailer that the hitting things looks really satisfying.
Yeah,
like heavy combat, like hitting things with the character looks really satisfying, and I like the idea of combining that with literally like a real-time strategy RTS like.
Yeah.
All right. I said real-time strategy RTS. That's literally the same thing. It's RTS stands for real-time strategy. I'm a dumbass. I love the idea of combining an RTS with an action platformer and having both of those gameplay styles to balance each other out. It looks really good.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a lot of depth to both of them as well.
Yeah, it looks very, very cool. And also, I don't know if you noticed during the trailer, but we're playing as Eve, like Adam and Eve.
Yeah,
I thought that. I did think that, and I was like, maybe
we're
not.
We're playing as Eve, and we're trying to just from the trailer, it looks like we're playing as Eve, who by eating the apple fell to whatever, and we're trying to find Adam and possibly killing God. So that'll be fun.
Really?
I mean, who's the big guy who's the really big bad of this? It has to
I don't
be
think
God,
that
right?
I didn't see those as villains.
Well, who are we fighting?
I don't know.
Like, who's the really big bad in this? Because I kind of assumed it was God.
Maybe it's space god, evil space god.
Yeah, because there's a scene where there's like a guy shrouded in shadows, and he's like doing this to a wine glass, and he also appears in like those enemies appearing on screen at once, which is to suppose like, oh, those are big boss characters, and he appears at the end like behind everything. So I think he's the big bad, and I think he might be God.
maybe those weren't the bad guys. Maybe they were just friends. They wanted to just be friends.
Definitely are. Anyways, yeah. So we're playing as Eve, trying to find Adam, as in Adam and Eve, biblically speaking. So yeah, that'll be. I have no idea what the story could consist of. It looks very interesting, though.
Yeah.
Is Max frozen?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Oh my god! Sorry, you held the same face for so long. It genuinely looked like you were frozen.
No, I'm just mesmerized. Jeez.
I'm mesmerized by these graphics. But no, Smelter looks very, very polished as well for a game, for a like 2D platformer that has RTS elements. It looks super polished, and by studio. What studio was it by? Hold on, I wanted to actually say this. Studio.
Dangan Entertainment is a publisher. It's developed by X Plus.
Yeah, it's developed by X Plus. I don't know if they This is why I should try and memorize publishers and developers so I can tell you what they have and haven't done. I don't know what else X Plus has done, but what Smelter looks really, really good. Any thoughts, Matthew? You silent individual.
No, I guess he doesn't have thoughts.
Yeah, I don't think X Plus has really done anything before.
Yeah. Okay, cool, Matthew.
No thoughts at all. No thoughts. Head empty.
My thought is,
God,
Really?
That's it.
you suck so much.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
All right, then.
All right, I need to stop. I need to focus on. Yeah,
He's just getting sidetracked by everything.
Look,
Also, I know I'm the only one who's watched JoJo's 20 Degree, but kind of looked like she had a stand because there was a ghost figure behind her. Kind of looked like she had a stand. So I think it's many things in that regard. But other than that, Smelter looks very good. Go be excited for it. Give these indie guys some time in the sun, please. Just fucking listen. Nobody cares about AAA developers or publishers, rather. Nobody cares about them. Give the development studios the credit they deserve. Just say.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yes. Now that I've gotten on my soapbox and told you to go simp for this game, I can get off of it. That's like the first time I've ever used that word. So congratulations. I don't really have anything else to say. It looks really good. I'm quite excited for it. It's coming out on the Switch and probably other places because it's an indie game.
Yeah.
April 22nd, did I say? 22nd to 23rd. Pretty sure that's what it's
wait, 22nd. Yep, 22nd.
22nd
comes out.
And yeah, it looks really good. So yeah, I don't have much else to say outside of that. So we'll move on to the last trailer we have for today, which is for a game called Genesis Noir, the launch trailer for Genesis Noir. And that was the launch trailer for Genesis Noir. Another game that sort of goes super out there with its style. And it, if it wasn't obvious from the trailer, this is a point and click. This is a point and click adventure. A super over the top, crazy, cosmic, and fucking point and click adventure though. And it's going for classic noir. So you have, the grizzled detective and the dame, which is really the only thing they can be called. Because if you call them anything else, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, no, the visual style for that, like the dynamic camera movements and the transitions and all that, like those look amazing. Like you can't tell like if it's gameplay or not really.
Yeah, there were a
because
couple
of how the
of
transitions
where
were.
it was obviously gameplay.
Yeah. No, there were some moments
like,
where
it
like, it was
just-
obviously gameplay, but then there were some moments where like that could be gameplay, but maybe that's a cinematic. Like it's just the way it transitions and the way like the 2D and the 3D blend together really well. It's that's really cool.
Yeah, it looks it looks super good, and obviously it's out now. So it's technically out like a couple days ago, maybe.
I mean, it's still out now, so
Go play it. No, it looks super good. It's on Switch. If that wasn't obvious, so you could play it on that. You could also play it on other platforms. Pretty much every platform, I think. Indie games have the luxury of not being able to be on every platform without really having too much restrictions.
right.
Unless a specific platform holder buys you out for some reason, like Sony did to No Man's Sky. Genesis Noir out now, looks super appealing, and like we haven't had any. I can't recall us having anything like good noir in like a while. I don't think there's any like noir type stuff in like that's garnered this much attention in a long time. It just looks super.
There's been a few games recently, but like none of them have been very great.
Yeah, noir is like one of my favorite settings, and I just love everything about like noir and its dark grizzled setting and all of the cliches that go with that. Like, I love it. I love it so much. And I just don't think there's enough modern media utilizing noir. Because it's cliched as hell, but
I mean, hey, if it's done right, it's good.
It kind of has to be cliched to a degree. It's like, it's the classic. Matthew, what do you think?
I like the art style. It looks fine.
Yeah, I don't know what the plot's gonna be about, but given some of the things, it's like stop the Big Bang or reset the Big Bang or whatever it was.
Yeah, it's probably some time travel mechanics, but like
possibly we'll see.
Stopping the Big Bang seems like it would be a bad thing.
I think Bang Bang just means like the murder in this case.
Yeah.
Gunshot, but
yeah.
Oh.
Still.
It's whatever.
Maybe it's analogous for the actual Big Bang.
Also, I like how the trail. One thing I want to point out is the trailer when it's ending with going into the watch, the camera swooping into the watch. I like how that sort of brings it full circle because at the beginning he's working on a watch, first of all, and I also love how the watch, if you catch it for a second, with all the pieces put together, it looks like the Earth. He zooms into it. So he's working on a watch that looks like the Earth, and at the end he goes into the inner workings of the watch that looks like the Earth. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
I'm always, I like interesting cinematography and stuff like that. Anyways, I'm like, you can only say so much. Like I this is why I should research more than I do. I research enough, but like you can only say so much about a certain thing until you.
I might play that.
Oh wait. Oh, you might play that? Yeah, that's one thing. I wanted to say who was developing this because I didn't, and that was a stupid thing to do. So let me get back to that really quickly. This is by. I can find it.
It's developed by Feral Cat Den.
There you go. Developed by Feral Cat.
And published by Fellow Traveler.
Yeah, Fellow Traveler and Fellow Traveler. I've seen them under a couple things. Feral Cat Den, Treasure Hunter Studios, something like that, and Fellow Traveler. I've seen them under a couple stuff before. But yes, that was the trailer for Genesis Noir. Unless somebody else has something to say, we'll just jump into our next whatever.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Because I can only talk about Genesis Noir so much. Because I haven't played, like, if I had played any of the games I'm gushing about, I would have been able to tell you more about them. But most of them aren't out. Genesis Noir is out, but, you know, I could have played that, I guess. Yes. Any final thoughts on Genesis Noir? All right, moving on then. We'll certainly move on to our next topic, I guess. I don't know. What do we call these? Sections? I guess section is better. Segments.
Yeah. I might have to leave for maybe like half an hour or so, but yeah.
Well, host topics. Yeah, we don't really have a host topics is the one thing that we don't have a keen hold on. So it's just kind of like, anybody got one? Host topic?
I don't have one today.
Damn it. What about you? How long have we been going for?
About an hour.
Something like that.
Matthew, Devin, got any else topics?
Great. I had a small host topic that I thought, might be interesting, but like it's not like I didn't put a lot of thought into it because like it was just something that popped in my head. It's like, oh yeah, that might be kind of interesting, but it's not really a topic of discussion.
You want to go for it, or?
I mean, to be fair, we're gonna get a lot of discussion out of the news today. I'm not sure if we need a super crazy host topic.
Okay.
What?
No, I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, my host topic consists of like the personal journey one goes through a game, because like the games are all about. It's like everybody can experience. Just to give you the sum, it's like everybody. Because I was thinking about this today in the morning. Is that everybody can everybody's going to experience the same built-in story of a video game, but not everybody's going to experience your playthrough of a video game. So that's why, like, games should be
games are experiencing.
Games should be malleable enough for a player to have their own personal experience through a game, regardless of what story is already there. So every playthrough of a game should be unique.
Yeah.
To the person.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was. Like, it's not a huge topic. It's just something I was thinking about this morning. And that's kind of like, that's more of like what I think should be the case and less of a topic for discussion.
Well, I think that's how it is. I think that's why like a lot of games definitely like bring more to that. Like Breath of the Wild is very much like you make your own story, carve your own path. More of the sandbox games are like that. But even like regular story-based games are like that, because you don't know like
you continue. Sorry.
So I think more of the AAA titles tend to deviate from that these days, and focus more on like one story or just being an online game.
Publishers are like kind of obsessed with this idea of replay value, and this idea of that we need to keep them coming back to this game, which is why multiplayer is such a big industry, because it's like, we can keep them coming back.
Yeah, but
them on this game.
Yeah, but like if you have like a game that has room to explore and like has like deeper mechanics, and there's like a lot of room for exploration in that sense, and like you can the game itself will already be replayable.
Like, even like I've just to Ratchet and Clank, just as an example, I've replayed all the Ratchet and Clank games numerous times. So the gameplay is just fun. It's good to go back to, Like, it's not the most complex. Well, I guess the weapon system is fairly complex, but like what I mean is that there's a story to go through. It's a linear story, so you just go from place to place, but that doesn't stop
Right.
That doesn't stop the fun being had, and also doesn't stop the player experiencing something new, even if it's their 12th time playing. Because it's like,
because of the way the level design is, you can explore the areas more and stuff like that. Like you can always discover something that you didn't in another playthrough.
Yeah, it's always and a game doesn't have to be open world for that to be the case. Like Zelda Breath of the Wild is open world, and it does work to its standards, but that's because it was designed to be that way. It's designed to be this open place. Even games that are designed to be linear experiences can still give you personal stories.
Yeah.
And it's because publishers are just people coming back to their games and games becoming live services, if you've ever heard that term before, which is this certain live services. People just coming back to the multiplayer games doing like this. Some single player games have also been befuddled by this. Like I don't know, what would be a good example? I guess Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed series basically becoming their live service cash cow because they keep hitting it with weird stuff and content that people can buy for real money. Anyways, that's just kind of a thing. So sure. That there you go, host topic. It was but it's something I had in in my head, and now it's out there because I do this thing where a lot of the best things I've ever said get lost to the wind because nobody's around to hear it. Because I end up I talk to myself. I'm not ashamed. I talk to myself quite a bit. So I'll sometimes find myself ranting to the wall or at nobody, but just to myself. And some of the best stuff.
It's healthy.
What? What'd you say?
It's healthy. You get your thoughts out.
Yeah, that's the thing though. It's like some of the best stuff I feel like I've ever said that I will never be able to repeat is just lost because it's being told to nobody but myself. And I was like, man, that's kind of stupid.
I feel that.
Because it's like, oh man, this is like the best way I've ever been to formulate my thoughts and opinions on this particular subject. And it's gone! Anyways. What? Oh, yeah. Anyways,
right. Well,
we done host topics. Round of applause all around. Yeah. Swiftly.
Yeah. All right. Well, unfortunately, I got to head out early. So.
No, I refuse. You have to stay.
I got to make dinner. Sorry, guys.
Oh. Make dinner later. Let your family starve.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's the best idea.
It is a good idea, Max. You just don't.
It's a great idea.
I don't know. My morals don't accept that. Anyway, yeah.
Whatever. All right, then. Max has to leave to make dinner. He'll probably be back in like 20 minutes, though. So good luck.
Maybe not. Probably not, actually, but yeah.
Well, if he appears back, I guess we'll see him again. Whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, yes, he might be back.
Possibly. Probably not. But hey, if not, you can find me on Twitter at Dillian_Cracker and on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. You can find him at all the places. If he's not back, he had to shill for himself slightly. All right, so it's just the three of us now. I hope you enjoy just the three of us, the two Minecraft guys and the one who doesn't play anything. That's just who we are. So we'll just spring on to the news we have this week. First bit of news we have this week is not really news as it is just like, I guess, a personal announcement, because I was gonna bring up the Megami Tensei name thing here, but I decided to bring it up earlier because it didn't really matter. It was just something I decided to talk about. It is this Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne is getting an HD remaster. Heads west May 25th. Now this game has been out for basically an entire year in Japan already, and it's just now that it's finally getting to North America. But it's not. I mean, like it's news. It's just not like there's technically an article for it, but it's not worth reading. I mean, you can read it if you want, but it's just the game is coming. It's coming May 25th. So yeah, Nocturne, Shin Megami Tensei. God, that name was long. Shin Megami Tensei, not 3 Nocturne, is coming to the West as a remaster.
Okay.
So you drink of water. So there's that. If you didn't know about this and are finding about this from us, you must live under the biggest rock imaginable, man. Because everybody should know about this at this point. Everybody that cares to know about it, which doesn't include you two.
No.
So yeah, that's really it. I'm not sure if our next 2 pieces of news really need another person to bounce off discussion with, unfortunately, because I'm not sure if I can just rant to myself about both of these massive subjects for a long period of time. We kind of rushed through some stuff. We were only going for about an hour because of our late starting point. Mind you, that wouldn't have helped any. It doesn't really matter. If this episode's just a short episode, then sorry, I guess. At least we got some good talking points, maybe. I don't know. Did we get any good talking points? I don't know. I guess that's up to you, I guess. I don't know, man. Anyways. Our next big news is about Nintendo removing through Super Mario 3D All-Stars from the Nintendo from the Nintendo online store. What is it called? What is their online store called? Yeah, eShop, that's what it's called. I couldn't remember what it was called. Yes, Nintendo is removing Super Mario 3D All-Stars for Nintendo Switch from the eShop on March 31st. And any physical copies, they will also stop producing physical copies, so they will be harder to find. And they're doing all of this basically to, I don't know why they're doing it. This is a stupid thing. Super Mario 3D All-Stars was a packaged game with 3 Mario titles from across different systems that was released for the Switch for Mario's 35th anniversary. And they said when they announced it that it would go off shelves, or it would stop being produced in like several months' time. The time has finally come for Mario to die.
Really?
Hold on a second. Well, not Mario to die per se, but people are calling it Mario's funeral or Mario's execution because, as a joke, because, you can after March 31st, you can no longer purchase the game off of the eShop, and physical copies will be harder to find because they will stop producing physical copies and sending them to stores.
Wait, of which game?
Super Mario 3D All-Stars.
Oh, okay. That's not as bad.
What are you talking about?
That's not the good Mario game, the good old Mario game that you can't get anywhere either.
It was something for Mario's 35th anniversary, and it's a compilation of Mario 64 for the N64, Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube, and Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii. So it has 3 games across 3 different consoles on one disc or cartridge, I guess in this case, for the Switch.
Okay.
And it was released for Mario's 35th anniversary.
Okay.
But for some reason, Nintendo decided that when Mario's 35th anniversary ended, so should the availability of this game.
I can understand that.
It's a terrible, no, this is bad.
No, it sets precedent that in the future, if they do this again, it'll only happen for a short amount of time. This
is why I shouldn't talk outside of the podcast about my feelings of things, because I was kind of ranting about this earlier, which is also why I mentioned that some of the best things I've said go to out to the wind instead of somewhere useful. So now I'm just kind of like, what do I say about this? I don't know. I already talked about it a lot to myself. Anyways, no, but this is bad because like they're basically killing like anybody who wants this game. Like nobody's gonna be able to get it anymore. Like no, but like this sort of the reason we're covering. So also, a part of this as well is that Mario 35, which was an online Mario title that was also for the anniversary. That was just it was kind of like Tetris 99, where you would battle like 35 other people through Mario courses, and you could do stuff to them. Same basic principle, except it was Mario instead of Tetris. That is also going to go away at the end of March 31st. And it's like they're basically like they're creating FOMO, which is, if you don't know, is the stands for fear of missing out. Which is this idea that if you try, if you do something like this, people have a fear of missing out on something that they, might not care about or might care about, and they instantly like buy it or go into it regardless of what else, because they're scared of missing out on something.
Yeah.
And obviously, and
there's nothing wrong with FOMO.
No, there's FOMO. Very much lots of things wrong with FOMO. Yeah,
it's annoying, but
more new shipments of the game will be due.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with FOMO. It's not there are positives to FOMO. It does create sadness for people who want to play the game at some point, but I think the biggest thing is it just makes it so there isn't just a giant crammed market with a million bajillion things in it. Maybe.
What are you talking about?
No, okay, I'm bad at devil's advocate in this case.
Excuse me? That's not going. What? A single product can't flood the market.
No. They have to remove products from being sold.
Why?
So that
if something's a failure, it'll fall into an obscurity.
But
anyway,
okay, I can't
go on.
You're right.
Go on.
No.
Yeah, it's and the problem. One of the things about this is that they also so for the Nintendo anniversary, the Zelda anniversary, they re-released Breath of the Wild. Not Breath of the Wild. God damn it! What is it called? Skyward Sword. That's what it's called, for the Switch as well, and it's full price, and it's just the one game. And people were upset about that for a while because it's a game that nobody likes or what have you, and it's also just the one game being sold at full price when people are like comparing it to Mario 30. Yeah, what is it called? I'm getting all my name. 3D All-Stars, comparing it to that because Mario got 3 games for his anniversary and Zelda only gets the 1 or what have you. Like, I've seen lots of people complain about that, which is weird. Honestly, just really weird for multiple reasons. But the biggest being that obviously this game, like, I feel like people just kind of forgot that this is going to happen. I don't know why, though. Not that doesn't make it any worse. It's just, I feel like people just kind of forgot this was happening, so they defended 3D All-Stars more than they probably should have. I did it again! God damn it. I said again. Trying so hard not to do that. It's my in-betweener for when I'm trying to think of a thought, and it's the only word
I know. Saying isn't the problem. It's how you say it.
It's how often I say it.
It's how you say it. If you say or if you say well, I was gonna and then that gets annoying. But if you're just like then it's not as annoying because it's like part of your sentence.
Yeah. So
maybe.
Yep. Mario 3D also. Oh, sorry. Cute. That. The main thing I was trying to get over is that this sort of ties into a little bit with our next piece of news.
Okay.
Which is, God, my brain. Maybe I should have eaten more before I started this. I'll just get up my next piece of news. So the reason I say this sort of ties into it is because this is a lot of, God. Okay, so our next bit of news, I'm just going to jump into this so I have a talking point again. So our next bit of news is that the stores, the digital storefronts for the Sony PS3, PSP, and Vita are all going to close sometime in June, I believe. So you will no longer be able to purchase any digital content off of those storefronts ever again. Once in June. The reason I say June is because I think I saw an official Sony statement saying it was June. This article does not list a date, but I'm pretty sure I saw something that was like an exact date. I'm pretty sure it was June. Quote me on that if you want. It'll probably go down in fire along with me. So obviously, this is why I need Max here. Because both of you don't know what I'm talking about. So Sony's shutting down the store is, I guess you could say it's inevitable, but it's honestly just a really bad thing for legacy content, because there's a lot of stuff on that store that you can't get anywhere else. Literally anywhere else. And there's also old classic games that are being sold fairly cheap that physical copies would, or like basically all this does is increase the amount of piracy that's going to happen, because there's old games on there like this, for instance. I got this fairly cheap, but there's definitely people, like, this is being sold on the store for like $9, and it's like, that's a digital thing. It's like, I bought a physical copy that I managed to find for fairly cheap. Usually speaking, this would probably go for over $200 because it's an old, rare-ish game. You know, it's like Sony's just slapping people in the face because they just are not. They're just disregarding their legacy, essentially. Because, and on the PS5 and PS4, they have digital storefronts as well, but you can't find all of the games that were on the PS3 on there, and you can't buy any digital PS3 games on the PS4 or PS5. So, there's that. The other thing is that obviously games that would usually, for physical copies or outside of that, cost an expensive amount are also going away from the store. Also, DLC that you could only buy from the store, that's gone as well. So if you want a DLC, like Ashura's Wrath, for instance, let's take this game for instance. I don't think it got remastered, so if it got remastered, that kind of gets rid of my point. But Ashura's Wrath, for instance, one of my favorite games, the true ending was locked behind DLC. Do you want to know what happens if you don't buy that DLC before the store closes? It's gone forever. You never got to see the true ending. And obviously, Ashura's Wrath is it's not the norm for that to happen, but there's a lot, DLC has been a common thing for over, 10, I guess 12, maybe 13 years now. It's been an ingrained thing and people have sort of accepted DLC. It's still not I don't think DLC is that good as a practice, but it's something that people have sort of accepted as the years have rolled on. Because you're essentially just making people, a lot of DLC is a lot of DLC, especially in the early days, was well, I shouldn't say in the early days, because I think it was better back then, but a lot of DLC, or not a lot of DLC, but DLC always has the precedence of was this on the original disc and you just made me pay for it? outside of the original release, because that has happened before. There has been content locked on the disc that you would have to buy DLC for to unlock. That's happened before. What happens if you have one of those games and the stores close and you can't get the content anymore? There's just a wealth of reasons why this is a bad idea. And obviously, like, I get that the store has been open for like over 10 years. Like, that's a long time for it to stay opened. And I get that it probably doesn't see a lot of service nowadays, but it wouldn't cost you that much more. Like, I don't get why they're essentially throwing away all of this legacy content that you can't get anywhere else to just move on. Like, it's ridiculous. And also, the reason I was saying, like, okay, an example I came up with earlier is like, imagine if one day Wizards of the Coast decided we're gonna make 6th edition. Okay, so we've made 6th edition. So now that we've made 6th edition, we're gonna stop producing anything related to our previous content at all. We're gonna make it almost physical. We're gonna pull all of the original copies that don't have, we're gonna pull all of 5th edition from storefronts completely. We're gonna pull it from storefronts. If you own a copy of it, we won't take it from you, but whatever. It's like, if you own a copy of it, good for you. But if you don't, then you don't get to have one. And we're only going to be talking about 6th edition now. Only 6th edition. It'd be like that. It'd be like this crazy thing that, like, you're literally getting rid of content you can't get anywhere else. Anyways, the reason I said this tied into the other article about Nintendo was also because of that example I brought up about D&D is similar to this as well. It's like, you can only have this for a certain amount of time, and afterward, we're just going to take it from you. Like, if you apply this to any other types of physical media, it just starts to look really, really bad. But
it's not
for some reason. The gaming industry just doesn't care about preservation.
It's not physical media, though.
It is
sad that they don't want to preserve it, though. That's kind of bad.
The video game industry doesn't give a twat's ass about fucking preservation.
Yeah.
The only people that are managed to keep the video game industry preservation scene alive is goddamn pirates.
Maybe they need to make the game off the market so that you'll buy the new game.
That's what it was. The other thing I tied into this is that people are like, like, none of the games are going to get remasters. None of the games on that storefront are going to get remasters. There is no way in hell that they're going to get remasters so people can play them on current systems. Because most of it's digital content. Look, also, like, I have a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fighting game. A lot of the characters are locked behind DLC. Those are gone forever once, the store closes. Just as another example. But what was I saying? God damn it. I interrupted my own thought. The remasters, that's what I'm saying. Because people, like, there are games that deserve to be played and you want to play. And even then, remasters sometimes don't do them justice and stuff like that. Like, the Spyro remake trilogy fucked up the swimming controls, which is like one of the best parts of Spyro to me. The fact that Spyro swimming controls have always been weirdly a bad thing in a lot of games. Spyro, I think, has some of the best swimming controls in a video game, and they fucked them up in the remake. So you have this content that is different than the original, but sort of needs to be remade because of how old it is. But at the same time, it wouldn't have to be like this if preservation was an aspect of the games industry. If preservation of old content was something the games industry cared about, we wouldn't have to be in this situation. And here's the thing, It's not just the games industry that's like this. It's not just the corporations. They're not the only ones at fault. It is also the fault of a lot of gamers because they have the stupidest attitude when it comes to remasters sometimes. Like, this is also why it ties into Nintendo, because fans like the Nintendo fans are the reason this is happening. Because the amount of people I saw you can go to any comment section and like covering like the Zelda Skyward Sword remaster video, remake video, and go to any comment section and you will see thousands of people complaining that it isn't a remake of a game that was already remade. Can you believe that? Like, they were complaining that it wasn't, was it the two games for the Wii U? Like, there were tons of people that were complaining that it wasn't Wind Waker or Twilight Princess that were remade. Those games were already remade and they were put on the Wii U. I know the Wii U was a financial failure for the company, but they're the reason Nintendo is also disregarding their past in favor of putting everything onto the Switch. They're the reason this is happening. They're the reason the games industry is worse than it should be. Anyways, just because if you have this, because if you're so obsessed with wanting to play a remaster, even though you could just play it on an older console with the remaster, or hell, even go all the way back to the GameCube or the Wii and play those games, they decide they just want a remaster for some fucking reason. And they're part of the problem, because if you have this mindset, then the gaming industry is going to serve this mindset because they're the fuckers that pay for everything. Anyways, I'm sorry I'm the only one talking, but these two literally have no idea what I'm talking about, and Max isn't here to bounce off of me. Anyways, I think I've gotten thoroughly angry enough at that, and I think I've given, I don't know, any thoughts? Just anything? I'll even take a thought about cheese. Just anything.
No, I think digital exclusives are probably a bad idea. I mean, they're a good business idea, so I guess they are a good idea, but they're not very good for
this is also why, like, I hate the idea of a digital future, because it ends up with stuff like this. Like, you can buy a digital only version of the PS5. You can buy a PS5 that doesn't have a disc drive, and you can only get digital releases on it. That, when I saw it, I was terrified, because like, God, I hope that fails. God, I hope that fails. Because if it succeeds, then it sets a precedent that it's a viable option.
Yeah,
Because
please tell me that failed.
I hope it fails. Hope so. Because obviously, I get that making physical content is one of the most expensive things about producing a video game, making the physical things. But the thing is, cutting down on physical releases is going to cut down on prices. You know what else would cut down on prices? Not making massively over the top, over giant budget games. Like, no, games do not take like $3 billion to create. That is a lie. You're deciding to spend $3 billion to create this piece of shit that 5 people will play because you're trying to make it a live service that nobody wants. God. I'm sweating. Okay, back to where was I? I got lost in the anger for a second. I don't know, what was I talking about? Yeah, problems. I genuinely, like, I've lost my train of thought. I'm genuinely just empty. I've just exhausted myself in a rant of rage. Genuinely don't know where I am anymore. Talking PlayStation, virtual stores. Okay, I'm back. Okay, yes, the PS3 stores on the Vita PS3 and PSP will be shutting down in June. So I guess the best we can hope for is fans rebelling against this enough to make Sony decide otherwise, or a big end of life sale on the system that makes everything super cheap so people can just pick up what they want.
That'd be nice.
Other than that, if they're just to shout out some things, Persona 3 and 4 are on there for like $9 each. You can get those. The Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2, as well as Nocturne, the original release, are also on there. So get those if you want, if you can't find good physical releases of them. What else is on there? I think, I don't know if this is the case or not, but there's some good what is it called? There's like some good Fist of the North Star crazy content on there that if you want, I've heard that's pretty good. If you have Ashura's Wrath on the PS3, make sure you download the DLC so it's not lost to time. Other than that, once the curtains have closed on the PS3, just mod it so you can play whatever you want. Just pirate the hell out of it. Because honestly, if that's what they're doing, basically just saying you have no other option but piracy. So just fucking do it. Yeah, also, once Mario 3D Odyssey, whatever it was called, I can't remember the name. Pirate the hell out of that once it's off of store shelves, because they're literally giving you no other option. In fact, them removing it from store shelves is them giving you their seal of approval on pirating the hell out of it. Nintendo approves of you pirating their content, so do it.
I mean,
I don't think that's what they said.
No, but they aren't giving you any other option.
Yeah, but
it's either that or pay. So here's the thing, because it's either that they're pulling it from store shelves. They are no longer getting any money. None of that money is going directly to them anymore. You can buy a used copy, but that money isn't going to go to Nintendo. Used copies of games do not support the companies that originally produced the.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Either you could pay a scalper like $1,000 or something for a game that only he's going to get money for, or you could pirate it, which is literally the same thing because no money's going to them anyways.
Or you could do what I'm going to do and just not play it.
I mean, you could do that.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, like, boycott if you really feel like it, but I don't think there's enough people doing that to warrant Nintendo, to warrant a response from Nintendo, unfortunately. Anyways, that was the news for today. I ranted for a good 30 minutes there.
Yeah.
So yes, that that was the news. Did you enjoy the news segment of our podcast? Jeez.
Yeah.
That's the most heated I've gotten in a while. I also only swore like once during that heated thing, which is a record. What?
No, you swore more than once.
Did I? I don't know.
Yeah, like
I do
6 or
it so
7 or
much
8
that I
times.
genuinely. It's a part of my vocabulary. I don't notice when I do it anymore.
Yeah, there were a lot of F words in there.
Anyways, thank you. What am I doing? That was the news. Hooray! Yay! That was my big rant. I hope you enjoyed it. Moving swiftly onwards to the next segment of our podcast called Shameless Self-Promotion, where we shamelessly promote ourselves. One of these days, I'll have a smooth transition from talking about things to promotion to end of podcast. One of these days, I'll have that. I don't have it yet, but one of these days, I'll have it. So, in Shameless Self-Promotion, we shamelessly promote ourselves. So, Matthew, fucking promote yourself. Where can people find you, and what do you have coming up this week?
So you can find me on Twitch at Mystical Meanderings.
Wow, a Twitch account? That's great.
Yeah.
This man,
I don't have good enough internet to stream too often, but with like actually good gameplay. But I will sometimes. And then, unless I do single player, which I might. But I also have a YouTube channel.
YouTube channel?
That's slowly getting content. I posted a video recently.
All right.
It's up there. It's me trying to fix something that we figured out later. So it's kind of pointless, but that's not the problem. The point was to have something to edit, and I edited it in like an hour. And I cut it from 22 minutes to 2 minutes because it was very boring, and I mostly just repeated myself because I was trying to figure out what the heck I was doing. Well, not what the heck I was doing, what the heck was going on. Whatever. That's not important. The other thing that is also not very important is that I have a Twitter for promoting videos that I need to remember to actually promote. It technically exists.
It technically exists.
I also play Minecraft.
Never would have guessed, man.
I never would have either.
Like it's the thing you talk about every week.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that I play Minecraft either.
Never would have guessed it. Yeah.
Would have.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I think. Right?
Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. All of them are called Mystical Meanderings, so you don't have to worry about it.
Yep. Yeah, because branding. And I'm working on figuring out what to do about the banner for each of those.
Yeah.
And art and stuff.
You have artistic ability, so you could actually draw one.
Yeah, but I need to reference something. What did he say?
Unlike me, who had to resort to a site.
I still might use it a little.
It's it worked enough for what I was going for, but it still has limiting factors.
Yeah, but I might use it for like placeholders.
Anyways, is that it, Matthew, though?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think so.
In that case, Devin, what have you got coming up this week, and where can people find you? Not on Twitter, I can tell you that.
Well, I have a video coming up on my So I've Been Reading an Encyclopedia channel.
Ooh.
Yeah. Finally, after a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that I'm about halfway through that, I think. It's going to be a part 1 of a part 3 of a 3-part series on Francis Drake, maybe 3, maybe 4-part. And it's I can actually work on it because it's interesting and it's actually well written, unlike the previous couple of projects that I keep scrapping because they're bad.
Yeah, you had to dump them like a sack of shit. That's what I said. I don't know. Continue. Sorry.
No, it's that's
I don't know
it.
where that came from.
That's it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Where can people find you, though?
Oh, you can find me on Def Mafu Gaming or Deli at Z.
Or Reading an Encyclopedia, which is the name of it.
Yep.
Which he has a video coming on, 2, apparently. He also has Blingdon, but I don't know how you spell it.
Blingdon. You just spell Blingdon. Just write the word bling and then D-I-N.
Gotcha.
Blingdon. Yeah.
And that has content on it, apparently.
It does. I actually upload a lot on there because it's not hard to make gaming videos.
No, it is not.
Yeah, especially when you're as good at games as me. I'm so good at video games. I can just sit down and play.
You should
cut out the good parts.
Matthew, Devin, that's what I meant to say. You should start a blind Let's Play series where you play games you've never played before. That's what you should do. Yeah.
But who would want to watch me do that?
I don't know. Lots of people like to watch people experience video games for the first time.
That's a good point.
Yeah. You play, I don't know, a lot of things.
Yeah. considering I've played pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
Well, in order to do that, he'd somehow get a hold of those games.
I mean, he has a computer.
And
There's
pirates.
plenty of games he hasn't played on Steam that he could choose from before
He does
goes
not have a Steam account.
console.
I have a Steam account.
No, you don't.
What if I pirate the Steam account? That's even
How do you-
better.
That is called hacking.
Whatever. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, and you can't find him on Twitter, so don't try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
don't
that's
try
it, Devin.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. Max, how about you?
He's not here.
Cool, good to know. No, see, I'll shamelessly promote for him. Max is a content creator. You can find him on Dillian Kriker and also Dillian Kriker on Twitter. He probably has a video in the works soon, maybe. I don't know. He also has a Twitch account on Dillian Kriker as well, but I don't know if he uses it or anything.
He technically has tried to do a stream once or twice.
Yeah,
His internet's not amazing, so
you know, it's all cool. Yeah, and that's thanks Max for shilling yourself.
nearly 50 minutes ago.
Anyways, all right, moving on to me because I'm the big cheese in this place. Thank you. Bless you. Yes. God, I'm terrible at everything I do. Videos will continue to be produced for this channel, such as this podcast and maybe something else. I have to work some stuff out first, though. But this podcast will continue to be released Sunday at varying times. I don't really have a distinct time that I upload it. I just try and upload it as early as possible. So that can range from like 6 in the morning to 10 to like 12 in the afternoon. Stuff. It's a range. You'll watch it when it's there. It's fine. Other than that, though, you can find the channel on Twitter at gaming, the discussion, where I'll be posting when the video goes live and some other stuff, news articles, random stuff that I find interesting, gaming news. I retweeted plenty of the stuff I've talked about this week, so hey, if you followed me and watched this, you had an idea of what I was going to talk about. But yeah, I also don't have a Twitch account, so don't find me there. Yeah, this is the 16th episode. Cool. I don't know. I've just made it awkward for everybody. But yes, and that's it. I could shill for the D&D campaign, but it doesn't exist yet, so I should probably not shill for it.
I'm organizing it today.
Oh, really?
After the podcast, I'm taking Devin's computer over.
All right, in that case...
Also, he's muted.
In that case, this Wednesday, you are going to be able to witness the second, technically, episode of a D&D campaign that I am a part of with Matthew and Devin, run by a man named David. And that is going to be the case. You're welcome, Matthew.
Wait, why did you specify the day?
Because it's going to be uploaded that day.
Okay, Devin, I think you're going to be crunching on some editing.
No.
What are you talking about, Matthew? You're the one that's editing it.
Yeah, you're editing the old one, remember?
It's going to come out Wednesday. You're welcome, Matthew. It's fine.
What? It's not coming out Wednesday.
What are you talking about?
It's probably not coming out Wednesday.
What are you talking about? Come on, man. It gives you literally like 5 days.
Just a secret. It's probably not.
4 days.
I mean, You could use the rest of the day to start it.
Okay.
4 days.
Whatever. All right, fine. It's not coming out Wednesday. It's coming out whenever Matthew feels like uploading it. Like I've said, every other time I've shilled for it. So there you go. Nice pirate. Yes. Thank you so much for watching the GTD podcast. Come back next week for more nonsense of varying varieties. Like, comment, subscribe. If you do any of those, I'll give you a pat on a virtual pat on the back. You can check out everything we've discussed and the channels of these individuals in the comment section, the description, or the pinned comment below. There we go. Because I know nobody actually reads the description. They just go beneath the channel like, "Why are you doing that? It was explained in the description, you fucking idiot." Nobody reads the description. Everybody just decides to do the comment section for some reason. I don't think anybody actually knows the description exists, you know? I don't think they know.
I use the description on videos.
Yes,
I look at
the comment or the description has those things I just told you about. Other than that, yeah, thanks for watching. Let's get a belated goodbye from my 3 other co-hosts.
Goodbye.
Cool. Matt. Bye, everybody. I'm Max. I hope you had a good time. Bye. Ain't he a peach? Anyways, see you next time.